When did Hollywood decide that disappearing was better than aging? In 2026, red carpets no longer sparkle, they unsettle. Hollowed faces, fragile bodies, and tightly held smiles tell a story no one wants to admit. What was once whispered behind closed doors has become a collective obsession. Ozempic is no longer a rumor. It's a silent currency of survival. And behind every dramatic transformation lies a darker question. How far will fame push someone before they vanish completely? For a long time, Katy Perry appeared immune to Hollywood's erosion. While other stars faded or fractured under pressure, she continued to command stages with confidence, color, and excess. Her image was meticulously controlled, every look, every performance designed to project strength and permanence. It seemed unshakable, which is precisely why the shift felt so jarring. In 2025, the changes appeared without warning. Public appearances revealed a noticeably thinner figure, sharper facial features, and a tension that hadn't been there before. This wasn't a slow evolution, it was abrupt, unexplained. The industry murmurs followed quickly, and the same familiar name began circulating quietly behind the scenes. Though Katy never confirmed any medical intervention, the speed of her transformation fueled speculation. People close to her spoke cautiously of exhaustion, extended pauses, and an energy that no longer matched her larger-than-life persona. Each appearance seemed to require more effort to sustain the illusion audiences had long taken for granted. Observers began noting subtle but unsettling details. Loss of volume, visible fatigue, a guarded emotional presence. The once expansive performer appeared restrained, almost distant. Without saying a word, Katy Perry's transformation communicated something stark. Even those who seem untouchable are eventually asked to pay a price for staying visible. In Hollywood, resilience is celebrated until relevance demands conformity. Rebel Wilson once framed her transformation as a triumph of self-discipline. She called it her year of health, sharing workouts, routines, and messages about balance and mental clarity. Hollywood responded instantly. Media outlets praised her dedication, and audiences embraced the story as proof that meaningful change could come from effort alone. Rebel didn't simply lose weight, she packaged the process into a powerful, marketable narrative. By 2025, however, cracks began to appear. Medical observers and fitness professionals noted that the pace and extent of her weight loss didn't align with traditional methods. Quiet speculation followed, growing louder over time. Reports suggested possible use of Ozempic, despite her public denials, subtly shifting how her journey was perceived. The discomfort deepened when her transformation was revealed to be monetized through interviews, programs, and endorsements, encouraging others to follow a path that may not have been fully transparent. Behind the scenes, those close to her described heightened anxiety, emotional volatility, and an increasing fixation on body control. As her figure became smaller, her career changed. More dramatic, serious roles began to appear, reinforcing a painful truth Rebel herself had long criticized. Hollywood doesn't reward authenticity, it rewards conformity. Her transformation didn't just reshape her body, it exposed the cost of being accepted in an industry that only validates success once you shrink to fit. Sharon Osbourne was never built to play the Hollywood approval game. Sharp-tongued, confrontational, and brutally honest, she spent decades saying what others softened or avoided. She spoke openly about fame, surgery, excess, and survival, which is why her 2025 appearance shocked audiences and why her confession carried unusual weight. Sharon admitted to using Ozempic without glamour or defensiveness. At first, she said, it felt like a miracle. The weight dropped quickly, compliments followed, but the cost escalated just as fast. She described relentless nausea, extreme exhaustion, difficulty eating, and a physical weakness so severe that walking short distances became a struggle. Her body didn't look transformed. It looked fragile. What followed was even more alarming. After stopping the medication, Sharon said her body failed to recover. She struggled to regain weight. Her digestive system remained disrupted, and doctors warned that some effects could be long-lasting. What began as an aesthetic decision turned into a genuine medical crisis. Yet her most unsettling admission wasn't physical. Sharon spoke about developing a psychological dependence on thinness. Even as her health deteriorated, the fear of gaining weight lingered. She also revealed how casually these medications are prescribed within celebrity circles, often without proper oversight. Sharon Osbourne didn't frame her experience as inspiration. She framed it as damage. Her story stripped away the illusion and exposed a dangerous truth. In Hollywood, thinness isn't a goal, it's a trap. Chelsea Handler was never the woman Hollywood could easily control. For years, she built her career on saying the uncomfortable things others avoided, mocking the industry's obsession with youth, thinness, and manufactured perfection. She positioned herself as immune to the very pressures that quietly consume so many careers. That's why her 2025 confession landed with such unsettling force. Chelsea revealed that she had used Ozempic not as a secret shame, but as an uncomfortable truth. According to her, the drug was offered casually by an anti-aging doctor with minimal warnings and little discussion of long-term risk. At the time, she admitted she didn't fully understand what she was injecting into her body. The consequences came fast: severe nausea, digestive complications, crushing fatigue, emotional instability that began to fracture both her personal life and professional commitments. She later described feeling as if she was slowly poisoning herself in the name of vanity. At one point, she was physically unable to remain on stage, forcing her to cancel appearances and seek medical intervention. Even after stopping the medication, the effects lingered. Months later, she continued to battle pain, exhaustion, and a fragility she had never experienced before. What audiences labeled as rapid weight loss was, in reality, a health crisis hidden behind shallow headlines. But the most significant impact wasn't physical. It was symbolic. Chelsea broke Hollywood's unspoken silence, exposing how casually these drugs circulate among celebrities and how dangerously normal this obsession has become. Amy Schumer built her career by tearing down illusions. She mocked beauty standards, exposed Hollywood's hypocrisy, and turned imperfection into a source of power rather than shame. While others reshaped themselves to fit the system, Amy occupied space physically and emotionally with an honesty that felt disarming. For years, her body was never an obstacle to success. It was part of her voice. That's why her 2025 admission felt quietly devastating. Amy revealed that she had tried Ozempic, drawn in by the same industry pressures she once criticized. At first, the change was publicly framed as a glow-up. Headlines praised the weight loss. The reality, she later explained, was far darker. Amy described experiencing intense nausea, dizziness, extreme fatigue, and emotional instability that left her physically and mentally depleted. She said she felt poisoned inside her own body, so unwell that even playing with her young child became difficult. Unlike many others, she stopped, and she chose to tell the full truth, even knowing it would fracture the polished narrative. Amy explained that her genetics made the medication especially dangerous for her, but she also acknowledged something deeper: the fear of becoming irrelevant, even after years of success. The comedian who once dismantled diet culture found herself briefly trapped inside it. Her story was not a transformation. It was a warning about what happens when an industry convinces even its loudest critics that they still aren't enough. Jessica Simpson grew up in public view. Pop star, reality television fixture, fashion mogul, and best-selling author, her life unfolded under constant scrutiny. What made her resonate wasn't perfection, but transparency. She spoke openly about weight fluctuations, addiction, insecurity, and failure, turning vulnerability into a powerful connection with her audience. For years, honesty was her brand. That image shifted in 2025. Jessica reappeared dramatically thinner, with sharpened features and a fragility that immediately raised concern. The change wasn't gradual, it was abrupt. Her public explanation focused on discipline, clean living, and hard work. But health experts questioned whether the pace aligned with natural methods, especially given her well-documented history with body changes. As the transformation progressed, extended silences on social media coincided with the most dramatic phases of weight loss. Quiet speculation followed, and the same familiar industry whisper resurfaced. While never publicly confirmed, the timing and intensity of the change made the narrative difficult to ignore. Behind the scenes, reports described exhaustion, mood shifts, and an increasing fixation on weight control. The woman who once wrote candidly about balance appeared locked in a silent struggle with perfection. For many fans, the loss wasn't physical, it was symbolic. Jessica Simpson didn't just lose weight, she exposed how even authenticity has limits in a system that still rewards women most when they make themselves smaller. For years, Kourtney Kardashian positioned herself as the exception within her own empire. While the Kardashian brand thrived on filters, cosmetic extremes, and relentless image control, Kourtney cultivated a different identity: natural, organic, restrained. She rejected shortcuts, preached balance, and turned wellness into both a philosophy and a multi-million-dollar business. To many fans, she was the proof that authenticity could still exist inside a manufactured world. That perception began to fracture in late 2024 and throughout 2025. Kourtney appeared visibly thinner, her body reduced with striking speed, her face noticeably sharper. The change was too abrupt to be explained away by Pilates or clean eating alone. Online reaction shifted from admiration to unease, and speculation followed quickly. The irony was impossible to ignore. A woman who built credibility by rejecting artificial solutions now faced questions about whether those same shortcuts had quietly entered her routine. Though she never addressed the rumors directly, the silence only amplified them. Observers noted a shift beyond appearance. Public moments felt more guarded, less relaxed. The ease she once projected seemed replaced by careful restraint. Kourtney Kardashian didn't simply change physically. Her transformation challenged the very narrative she helped sell, revealing how difficult it is to remain natural in an industry that profits most when even its rebels eventually conform. For years, Mindy Kaling stood as a quiet contradiction to Hollywood's rules. Intelligent, successful, and unapologetically herself, she built an empire that proved talent and wit could outweigh rigid beauty standards. She openly joked about insecurities, dismissed impossible expectations, and showed that influence didn't require shrinking. For many women, Mindy represented an uncomfortable truth the industry preferred to ignore. Then, between 2024 and 2025, that image began to dissolve. Mindy reappeared noticeably thinner, with a sharply altered silhouette and a transformation so sudden it left audiences unsettled. She attributed the change to eating better and exercising more, but medical observers noted that the pace didn't reflect a gradual or sustainable process. Quiet speculation followed, and the familiar industry whisper resurfaced. The timing raised further questions. Her transformation coincided with high-profile projects and heightened visibility moments when aesthetic expectations tend to intensify. Behind the scenes, colleagues reportedly noticed subtle but telling shifts: an increased fixation on appearance, careful self-presentation, and a disappearance of the humor once used to deflect body scrutiny. Fans were divided. Some praised her discipline. Others sensed a loss that was harder to define. Mindy Kaling didn't just change physically. Her transformation exposed a deeper tension that even the most powerful women can be pressured to compress themselves when success is allowed only in one acceptable form. Thinness was never the ideal. It was the trap. Fame doesn't protect anyone from being worn down. It simply hides the damage longer. Behind every praised transformation is a quieter cost, paid in health, identity, and emotional survival. In a system that rewards shrinking over staying whole, acceptance becomes conditional, and authenticity becomes fragile. These stories aren't about bodies changing. They're about what happens when being seen requires disappearing first.